Hello, what's up everybody? I hope you are all keeping well. This video is something that is really close to my heart today. I am a swimmer who suffers with cerebral palsy, and I'm here to explain why swimming is such a highly recommended activity and why it helps people with cerebral palsy. I will keep this part brief, but a little bit about me. I have mild cerebral palsy, and this has affected me since birth. The right hand side of my body is weaker, and it particularly affects my right leg. Therefore, it affects me in terms of fatigue, and I also walk with a limp. At the age of 4, I was diagnosed with having cerebral palsy and was recommended pretty quickly by doctors and physios that swimming would be the best form of exercise for my disability, and this was just recommended to try and stop my disability from actually going downhill in future. So I know a lot of people are recommended physical activity, and swimming was what was recommended to me. I am currently 26 years old, so fast forward 22 years from actually finding out that I had mild cerebral palsy, and I am still swimming. Back in the day when I was actually recommended to try swimming, I would never have said that I would be a Paralympian. And although I'd rather not have a disability, and I'm sure everybody else is the same, I'm grateful that I was recommended and pointed in the right direction. The chances are, if you are watching this video, you might not have cerebral palsy, but you might well know somebody that does actually have cerebral palsy. There are actually over 18 million people in this world living with this disability at the moment. There are lots of different levels of severity in terms of the disability itself, and people can be affected in different limbs. Cerebral palsy is a disability that cannot be cured, unfortunately, although, it's wishful thinking. Unfortunately, we have to deal with it and we have to get on with it, and sometimes, I'm talking from experience here of living with it, actually growing up can be quite challenging. Some people are affected from the waist down, some people have all 4 limbs affected. There are lots of different ways that cerebral palsy can affect a person. On top of being a swimmer, I am currently a swim coach, and that is something that I never see myself stopping. I absolutely love it. I actually work with people with cerebral palsy, and I obviously find this absolutely heartwarming to be able to give back to the people that I am one of. I have found that people with cerebral palsy can indeed progress, not only in the pool, but also outside of the pool, and this is one of the massive benefits. So I feel like it's my job and responsibility to actually give something back to people that are affected worse than me, and to also be here representing people with cerebral palsy and see if I can be any motivation or inspiration to them. Physical therapy, exercise and muscular training are some of the best forms of therapy for cerebral palsy. Now obviously, and probably sounding quite biased, I would place swimming at the top of the list in terms of exercises that you can participate in if you have cerebral palsy. Why is swimming so highly recommended as a form of physical exercise for people with cerebral palsy? Well, I'm about to explain this to you. Swimming is a sport that works absolutely every muscle group in the body. If you enter the pool and actually lift your legs off the floor, you're actually working your whole body just to keep float, and you're balancing. People think if they're floating, they're not doing anything. They're actually using muscles to float within the water, and it's the same for an able-bodied swimmer as well. If you swim slowly or lay still, you still have to balance yourself, incorporating many different muscle groups. So if you have cerebral palsy and you have a lack of mobility, this is why swimming is so great and so highly recommended. You have to work your body in ways that you might not be able to to work on dry land. So this is why it's one of the best forms of exercise. Studies actually suggest that people with cerebral palsy that exercise more frequently can improve their mobility and actually develop an overall better quality of life. Now, again, this is something that I have experienced. Although I can't turn the clock back and see what my life would be like if I didn't exercise or if I didn't swim, I'm pretty certain I'm sitting here today and I'm able to tell you that I don't think I would be as mobile as what I am currently if I didn't actually get into the pool as a kid. And this is something that I thank my parents for actually making me go swimming to start with, and for the physios and doctors that recommended it to me. So it's a massive suggestion of mine that if you have CP, that you actually give swimming a go, even if it's just to develop a life skill. You don't have to go on and compete, but that's something that can be a possibility and a door might open for you. You can actually gain different movements in the pool that become habits, and you can gain strength from this. You can increase coordination. This is something that I've found since growing up, that you have better control of coordination and fine motor movements, which is something that I really used to struggle with, and swimming has helped that. I also know a lot of swimmers that are younger that have cerebral palsy and use swimming and enjoy it, and obviously it comes along with having a social aspect as well. They can meet other swimmers with the same disability or other disabilities, and it's something that obviously it's not just all about physical well-being, it's mental well-being as well. And it's really nice to see different disabilities mixing, but also people with cerebral palsy meeting and swimming together, and potentially, that could be a lifelong friend that you make or your child makes. Another different point, I know, but if you have a child that swims with cerebral palsy, I'm sure if they swim with somebody else with the same disability, you can get quite friendly with the parents, and they might know something that you don't, or you might know something they don't, and you can help each other with information. This is just another reason why I recommend swimming, and I know you can do the same in another sport, which is fine. But yeah, definitely bear that in mind. I would be lying to you if I said that I am not in love with swimming, and I'm just so thankful that I actually, made the choice, and my parents and physios pointed me in the direction to swim as a child. And swimming has provided me not only with going to the Paralympic Games, but it's given me a life and a better quality of life than maybe people would have thought of when I was a 4-year-old. So I will forever be thankful and forever be in love with swimming, even though sometimes I curse at it because I don't get the results that I quite want. I hope you gain knowledge from this video and can pass this knowledge on to other people that might be in the position that I was once in as a child, and the position that my parents were in. In the comment section down below, if you're watching this video and you have cerebral palsy, please tell me if you swim, and tell me in one sentence the reason you love swimming. I'd be really interested to know. If this was me writing the comments in my own video, I would say that it's improved my quality of life. And yes, I still swim sometimes, unfortunately, but no, I'm joking, I love it. It gives me something to focus on. I'm trying to cast my mind back to the day where I couldn't really swim properly, and that's quite hard because I've done so many sessions across my swim career that I can't really remember not being able to swim. I do have a few early memories of swimming, and that was back at the first swim club I trained at, and these were fun sessions. And this is another part of swim teaching and coaching that's key to swimming with a disability and cerebral palsy, and this is the fundamentals and actually having fun by learning what are called core aquatic skills in the pool. So core aquatic skills can be something simple like learning how to rotate in the pool, learning how to do different things and different movements in the pool. And again, this is something not to be overlooked at if you have a disability or you have cerebral palsy. You might not be able to do some of these skills on dry land. So again, being in a swimming pool actually unlocks this potential to be able to create a new skill set that you might not already have. And just by doing different movements and being in different positions that you can't get into on your own outside of the pool, allows you to be able to improve your body and coordination, etc. So I think people think of swimming as, let's swim up and down all day long. But in fact, as a swimming coach that coaches cerebral palsy athletes, it's getting people into different positions and doing different little workouts that might help strengthen areas of their body that they might be quite weak on. I know myself, having a weaker right leg, that I struggle with the downbeat on the kicking down in the pool and generating any power from this. And although I would say as a swimmer I'm a rubbish kicker because of having the disability I have, I'm still definitely stronger by practicing that movement the amount of times I have across my swimming career. So it's different things like that you can just channel your mind to try and wake that part of your body up that doesn't necessarily work how we want it to work. And I feel frustrated sometimes when I'm swimming because I can feel cerebral palsy holding me back. But it's something to challenge yourself with, and it's something that if you put your mind to it, you can actually still achieve different movements in the pool itself. Actually, we might have disabilities, but we are still able, and we're still able to achieve. I hope my journey of reaching the Paralympic Games can inspire people. I'm not the only person to obviously achieve this. Everybody that's been to the Paralympics is there for a reason. But for me and for other people with cerebral palsy, this just shows, do you know what, we can still achieve goals in life. And let's go and show the world that having cerebral palsy does not stop us. We should be a movement that pulls together, that can show able-bodied people that we can still, in fact, go out there and do crazy things with our life and enjoy life and still get some great results. So please take heart from this and go get it. Another positive factor that I'm obviously going to talk about, but is not compulsory, is the fact that if you actually get into swimming and you have a disability, and it can be any disability, not just cerebral palsy, there's a large opportunity for you that if you develop your swimming and you can improve your swim skills, then there is always the competitive side of swimming. And who knows how far you can actually get into this. I know a lot of para swimmers that have cerebral palsy like myself that are affected in different ways, and there are many good swimmers around the world. So you never know, just by going into swimming or another sport, you can potentially open a door that could actually see you flourish in your career. And it's something that if anybody does already do this and you're a young aspiring swimmer with cerebral palsy, please keep chasing your dreams, because you can go a long way. And trust me, you've just got to keep believing in yourself. So whether you're listening to this as somebody with cerebral palsy, or whether you know people who has cerebral palsy, or you could even be a parent of a child with cerebral palsy, please just take note of this video, and I hope I can provide value to you to just give you an insight of what it's like to swim with cerebral palsy and why I recommend it so highly. I would love to be able to have a positive impact on, even if it's just one person. If I can change somebody's life just by sharing this video with you, then that's my job done, in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy. Please subscribe to my channel for future content. I hope you take care, Hope you stay safe during this crazy time, and I will see you in the next video.